Hey guys, the iPhone 10 is available for pre-order starting tomorrow, October 27th, and will be available on November 3rd. This phone costs $1,000, and if you're not that interested in display, then there's a better option, the iPhone 8. Stay tuned as we talk about that. Regardless of whether or not you hate the design, the iPhone 10 is surely Apple's most anticipated phone ever since the iPhone. This phone is packed with tons of features that Apple borrowed from other smartphones, such as wireless charging, that beautiful edge-to-edge display, and a list full of more. Coming at half the price, we have the iPhone 8 and the 8 Plus. Despite of these two phones looking pretty much dated in 2017, they still have pretty much the same features the iPhone 10 has. In this video, we talk about what's different and what's not. Before we begin, I will be separating this video into 4 segments. That will be the design, the display, the performance, and as usual, the price. Starting off with the display, we have that beautiful edge-to-edge OLED display that comes from Samsung, and that is the iPhone 10. The 10 followed the trend of the bezel-less smartphones with their own touch to it, which is the cutout or the top notch. This is hated by many, but there's still a vast majority of people who pretty much like this top notch. I personally love the cutout. It gives it that beautiful design and those aesthetic looks and those beautiful curves all around the display. I personally love it. And that's what I love about the 10. In fact, it makes me want to ditch my S8 Plus for that beautiful notch. Now, you might say I'm an Apple sheep, but surely, I do love a lot of smartphones. I love the LG G6, the LG V30, the S8 Plus, the Note 8, and even other smartphones such as Xiaomi Mi Mix. But still, among all those phones, I personally love the 10 the best. Now, you might get mad because you might hate it, but I personally love it. It's my opinion, and no one's wrong here. You could hate it, I could love it. Simple. The trend of bezel-less smartphones in 2017, it's already pretty hard to tell the difference with a phone if you look from the front. Now, if you look at the S8, the LG V30, the LG G6, the LG Q6, the Xiaomi Mi Mix, the Essential phone, you all have a hard time telling. Even the Vivo V7 and the Oppo F5, you have a hard time telling which is which. Among all those phones, you can only tell the difference with the Essential phone and the iPhone 10. They both have that weird cutout at the top, but it makes them different from the others. Now let's give them props to both Essential and Apple for trying their best to be unique and at the same time look aesthetically good. I again personally love the notch. The display of the 10 has True Tone technology, which can also be found on the iPhone 8. This is what makes your phone adjust to the color temperature of the room and changes it according to your environment. So let's say your room is a bit dark and cold, it will switch to that side and make it look as accurate as possible. Despite of the 10 having an OLED compared to the 8 and 8 Plus having LCD, they still have nearly the same amount of brightness, around 625 nits of brightness for both of them. Although the 10 has a higher contrast ratio of 1 to 1 million, it won't make much of a difference if you don't watch videos or photos that much. Moving on with the design, both phones have their glass on both the front and the back, which allows them to wirelessly charge. But in terms of the looks, however, this is where it's either a hit or a miss. Again, as I've stated earlier, there's a large amount of people who both hate or like the iPhone 10. This is opinion-based, and in my opinion, I surely do love the iPhone 10, and I would surely ditch my S8 Plus for that beautiful edge-to-edge display. In terms of performance, however, both phones are running Apple's A11 Bionic processor, which is currently killing literally every phone on the market right now. The camera performance, however, is where they both differ. The 10 has dual optical image stabilization with a larger sensor, while the 8 has only a single lens OIS. Regardless, they both take amazing shots and they wouldn't make much of a difference to the average consumer. However, if you're some photographer who loves taking photos on phones, then this might matter a lot to you. Lastly comes the price. This is where the iPhone 10 makes a large difference when compared to the 8. The 10 is obviously $1,000, while the 8 is nearly half the price coming at around $699 and $799 for both the 8 and the 8 Plus. If you were to buy the phone for the performance only and not the design, I would rather suggest you buy the 8 or the 8 Plus. But if you want the best looking phone out there currently, at least in my opinion, and you want those beautiful, gorgeous OLED displays, those curves all around the phone, and pretty much tons more features such as Animoji and Face ID, then go ahead and spend extra $400 on the iPhone X. Anyways, that was about it, and if you like this video, you know how the like button works, and if you didn't, go ahead and dislike it. It would be great if you could subscribe though. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. It would be great if you could follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and SoundCloud, as well as subscribing to my channel on YouTube. It would help me a lot. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.